production is in a balance because we can be more productive with the new technology that has availed itself using AI. And there are some things that the computer cannot do.
I immediately thought about the football analogy. I'm not talking about American
Okay.
football. I'm talking about soccer. And I love how you started the show on the talking about baseball. Not really baseball, but let's be sports. Here's the thing. It could be the greatest tool in the world, but if your learning curve to use that tool effectively is too high, you're going to waste all this time learning Notion when you could have been doing productive work.
I've been podcasting for 5 years now.
I want to congratulate you on 5 years. I can't believe July 7th of this year will be 7 years for my podcast. I decided to go out on my own. I have a very supportive spouse. And he goes, why don't you talk about productivity? Sometimes you don't discover your talents. Someone points it out because they can see from the outside. Sometimes if you're looking for your purpose, you won't find it. But if you're living life, it will reveal itself to you in its perfect time. The analogy I use to tell people is, you remember those old Apple headphones, the white ones with the cords? And doesn't matter how carefully you were with them, they always got tangled up. I tell people I untangle your headphones. It's just like any sport. I don't care, because you started the whole thing on sports. When you go back to training camp, Tom Brady threw balls. The baseball pitchers pitch the ball. Soccer players pass the ball. Even they could be the highest paid players in the world. They go back to the basics. If you don't have that foundation solid and you start building these advanced levels on your life, it's going to crumble.
It doesn't matter what business we're in. Every day is a new season. So that morning, how we start the day is going to be a catalyst on how the day is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
How you start to play is usually how you end it. How do you get them to temper expectations?
You can only do one thing at a time. One thing. The time to ask for help is before you need it. Now, healthy people are productive people. If you are not taking care of yourself, how in the world are you supposed to have the energy to get things done? Productivity is not just apps like calendars and AI and to-do lists. It's not just planning and goals. Health and wellness is a huge principle of it. Happiness. Are you gentle? Are you loving? Are you kind? Because if you're not, if you're a grump like Scrooge in A Christmas Carol, it's really difficult to be productive.
When we slow that thing down and we say, first of all, should I even go over there? Mike Tyson says everybody has a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
When I first started playing around with meditation, I couldn't get into it. And I heard someone say, hey, just sit quiet for 1 minute.
That's what I teach people to do.
And so start small. People like to plan the important things, but not the unimportant things. But the unimportant things are actually important. So when you're looking at your tomorrow or your next week, what do you want to get done? We need to put these things that we think are not important, that are important. We need to put those on our calendar, because if you don't, you're like, I'll read tomorrow. I'll go out for a walk tomorrow. You'll start making excuses. But if you put walking for 30 minutes after lunch on your calendar, oh, it's on my calendar.
But I learned it not from a coach. I learned it out of embarrassment, that anything that I have to do, I need to put on the calendar, so that when people are booking time with me, they don't walk away feeling as if their time is being wasted and I'm unprofessional.
Mm-hmm. We need to set boundaries for ourselves. This is when I'm working. This is when I'm not working. This is when I'm offline. This is when I'm spending time with my family. If you want to be successful in anything, it takes WORK, work. It takes commitment, and it has to take you accepting the fact that you will fail way more than you succeed. Stop reading books, study books instead. Because if I were to sit down with Alex Hormozi I think I paid $20 for his book. He charged me like $20,000 for the same information,
Mm.
one-on-one. So go read books.